name is Bryan Paulhus, and I'd like to welcome you to the Homebodies Fitness Show. Today I'm going to bring you inside a personal training session. We're going to do a full body workout that focuses on core strength. The workout can be performed right at home. To give you a little bit of background on myself, I'm the owner of Homebodies Fitness Training. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I also happen to be the ladies' national champion in gymnastics. At this time, I'd like to welcome our client, Bryan Paulhus, onto the show. Hi, Bryan. How are you today?
Good.
Now, Bryan has never worked with a personal trainer, so this is his very first experience, so we're going to go easy on him. But we do want to make sure that he gets a good workout. You ready to get started?
We'll see.
All right. So the very first exercise we're going to do is called the plank toe tap. I will be showing you the exercise, and then I'm going to have you give it a try.
Okay.
All right, so let me just have my spot here on the mat. You're going to go down into your elbows.
Okay.
You want to keep your body nice and straight. Then you want to take one foot, move it over, and bring it back. Try to keep your body from moving as you do that. So we're just going to give this a try.
Okay.
All right.
Try not to laugh. Okay.
All right, so on your elbows, get that nice core shape there. And I'll go ahead and move one foot out and move it back. And other side. Now I just want you to take your low back right here, and we're going to put the clipboard right on you and see if you can do this without moving that clipboard. Okay?
No one said this would be part of the
Very, very good. No, this is great.
How many do we do?
Prop that low back up. You're starting to sag there a little bit.
Okay.
All right, do one more on each side and you'll be all done.
Okay. And 1, and 2.
All right. Very nice. So he kept the clipboard on his back, which is a good sign that he's using his left and right side of his body equally. Now, the one thing I did notice, Bryan, is that your neck started turning beet red in the back. Now, that's an indication that the person is holding their breath. Now, I mean, obviously it's difficult to do an exercise while you're trying to keep the clipboard on your back and breathe all at the same time, but you know what? I think Bryan can do it. So next set, we're going to challenge him to keep his breathing going while he does his exercise. So the next one we're going to try is called the swimming Superman. Sounds kind of complicated, but it's not too bad. Let you see how this one goes.
Okay.
So you want to be on your stomach. You start out with your arms out to the sides. Your body's flat on the ground. So you want to lift your arms, head, and legs. Now you move the arms to the front, and you move them to the back, and then you drop them down. And this ball's in my way a little bit there, so I'm going to move that. Because when you lift your arms, you want to really try to keep those arms covering your ears in the front.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not sure I can do one of them.
If you do it really well, you'll actually lift off the ground just like Superman.
Okay.
So let's see if, the breathing, exactly.
Okay. Wait, right here?
So starting out with the arms by the sides, like the capital letter T.
Like this.
Yeah, capital letter T's are like that, not by the hips there. All right, go ahead and lift your arms. We're trying to learn the alphabet here all at the same time. Now move your hands over your head.
This way?
And move them back and drop them down. It looks awesome. The only thing is your feet are about 2 feet apart, and we need them to be touching each other. So go ahead and do it again. Yep, exactly. Now move the arms and back. Now the Superman costume is optional. You do not have to put that on to do the exercise. Now I can see your ears clear as day. I really need your shoulders to be covering those ears when the arms are above your head.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like diving in a pool?
So you know what? You might not want to lift your head up as far, and that will accomplish the same thing, right? Ears being covered by the arms, very good. Now I want you to do 3 more, and I'm going to shut up and let you just do your thing. You can't take a nap. That's not allowed. Good.
That's 3?
The heels are apart a little. Yep.
No, that's not 3.
Yeah, last one.
Okay.
Great job. Very good. All right, it's not nap time quite yet. Got a few more things to do here. Okay, so the next exercise is called the side plank with leg lift. So Bryan is a beginner at some of these core exercises.
All of them.
So he might not be able to do what I'm going to show you, but we're going to think positive here. So you're up on your side. You have a nice straight line from head to toe. Then you're going to take your foot, lift it up, show the control that you're holding yourself up there. You'll see a lot of people do this. You're really not showing control that way. So you want to lift and drop, lift and drop. And I tell people, if you can hear your feet touching, you're slamming them together. So you don't want to do this. You want to do it nice and controlled.
Okay. Okay.
And we are going to do both sides, so you can pick your favorite side to start out. He probably has no idea which side that is, but we'll soon find out, won't we?
Sleep on this side.
That's always a good place to start. And drop, and lift, and drop. Now, can you get your palm flat on that mat
They're
for me?
harder than they look.
And I want your feet perfectly lined up at all times.
Oh.
So if they're flexed, keep them flexed. If they're pointed, keep them pointed.
Oh.
Now, do you feel your stomach muscles working during
I
this?
feel
Brian?
everything working. I feel everything.
Now he's doing this with a smile, which is not easy.
No, I'm on TV. What do you
Just
want?
push your hips forward a little bit more and your head back for me, Brian. Good.
Here we go. Feels like a 1950s postcard.
All right, I'm going to let you switch over and try the other side.
Okay.
Now it is important to do both sides the same number of reps. So typically you're going to find that your weaker side. Do you remember which side you just did, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Short-term memory works. Okay.
Yeah, typically you'll find that one of your sides is going to be weaker, so you want to actually do the same reps on the weaker side as the stronger side.
Okay.
So go ahead and give this side a try. Okay. Some people will be able to do up to twice as many reps on their stronger side, which you do not want to do because it perpetuates imbalance that you might already have in your body. So we really want to try to even out the muscles. Flex the top foot a little bit more.
Should I be shaking?
Shaking is a good sign. That means you're doing it correctly.
Shaking and red.
You get a
Good
gold
thing.
star. If you shake, gold star for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Gold star. Okay.
I think he's had enough with that one. All right, so the last one of this little mini group is going to be the glute extension with the kick. So he's actually seen me do this one before, so we're just going to let him go ahead and give it a try.
Glute extension?
Yes, you want to lie on your back on the mat,
Okay.
and you want to have both legs bent. Knees are together. Okay, so far so good. Now straighten one leg. Okay, perfect, and keeping the knees together and flex this foot a little bit there. Okay, I'm going to have you lift your butt up and down off the mat. Up and down and up and down. So we're actually
Should
learning.
this be down here?
Well, that's a good question. We're learning the first part of this movement before we add the kick. We've got to walk before we run, okay? So make sure you keep your knees side by side, and I'm going to have you lift and drop, lift and drop. So he's good. He's able to go ahead and add this kicking motion. Okay, so I'm going to have you lift up now. Now I want you to stay up with your hips and move that leg out to the side, then move it back in again. Nice. Yeah. And so we're going to try to do about 8 of those. So you actually stay up and do the leg.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I lift like that.
Perfect. Yep, and just back and forth that way. That's great. So what you'll notice with this one is the more flexible, obviously, the more you can move the leg out to the side. But the purpose of this exercise is to keep that body very still while that leg is adding a challenge to the movement. So that's great. So you're doing wonderfully there.
Thank
All
you.
right, you can go ahead and switch legs now. No breaks.
Other one.
Breaks come at the end. Yep, go ahead, lift.
We're not done?
No,
Okay.
not even close. Move your leg and back and out and back. Great job.
Everything's working.
Make sure your head stays on the ground.
Okay.
Your head isn't on the ground.
Okay.
There you go. It's funny when the blood starts rushing to other parts of the body, people's brains stop working.
Yes.
But that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you to remember to make your brain work. All right, you can put your leg down and you're all done with that one. Okay. All right, so the bad news is we have to do 2 sets of those. So we just did the first set.
We do?
And we have to actually do all of those again.
Again?
Yeah, unfortunately. But the good news about doing the 2 sets is you actually get an aerobic effect. So you get some cardiovascular training done, so you really don't have to worry about going for a run or doing something else because we're just moving from thing to thing to thing here. We're keeping that heart rate elevated, and he's going to get a complete workout all in one.
Okay, because I have no blood in my head. I don't
Oh,
remember
of
what
course.
the first
No,
slide
and that's
was.
exactly the thing. So the first one that we're doing is the plank toe tap. That's on your elbows. You move your foot out to the side and back, out to the side and back. It's like a memory game.
Okay.
So on your stomach, yep, you're on your elbows. Face the mat, face the rug. Want me to show you?
Yes.
Okay. That's a yes.
I confuse the exercises.
All right, so this one,
You're the expert. Ah, okay.
right? Is it all coming back to you now?
Ah,
All those
okay.
painful memories of this
Yes.
exercise? Okay.
I remember the
He's
pain.
just stalling. That's what's going on
That's
right
an old
now.
trick.
It's a classic.
Okay, so 1, 2. If my friends could see.
You're not permitted to sing while we train.
Okay.
Yep. I don't allow that. Make sure the breath goes in and out, in and out. And I'm watching his neck to see if it turns bright red like it did on the first set. So far, so good.
Oh. Oh.
Now this is a family show. Let's keep the grunting and moaning down to a minimum.
Oh.
All right, swimming Superman is next.
Superman. Okay.
All right, so that one is the arms out like the capital letter T,
Okay.
lift, move them above, move them back, and drop. And he remembered to cover his ears. He remembered to keep his heels together. Now, how I usually work with the training is the better you perform the exercise, the better your form, the fewer reps you get to do because your muscles are worked the right way from the very beginning.
Perfect.
So when you start doing sloppy reps, you're really not getting as much out of it. It's definitely quality over quantity. So I'm just going to have Bryan do 2 more, and then he'll be all done with those.
Okay, one more.
Good. All right. How you doing? You all right? You need a little break? Okay, we're gonna go to
big break.
we're gonna go to side plank with the leg lift next. So quite often what you'll find is sometimes that second set, the form does start to slip a little bit as you get tired. That's normal. So you just want to do as many as you can do with good form.
Okay.
It's natural to have it be a little bit fewer reps on the second set.
Good.
Okay, head back, hips forward.
Okay. And one more.
Okay,
Start on
other
the
side.
side.
Now Bryan actually coaches baseball, and some of these exercises are going to help improve his core strength, which will help him prevent him from having injuries when he does his coaching. And he can actually go ahead and teach these to some of the baseball players too, right?
Well, hopefully I won't embarrass myself.
Okay, so on the side plank, when I say hips forward, head back, most people, you're a little bit hunched forward. It's just the normal human posture. So we want to make sure we're training the muscles with that nice straight line from head to toe.
I can feel it on the outside of my hip.
Yeah. And those are that right there, that gluteus medius there.
Yeah.
That is what we're working. We're working your obliques on the side,
Wow.
your lats even. So that was good.
Thank you.
Okay, and then the last one of the 4 that we're doing here is the glute extension with the kick.
Okay.
So I don't need to do that beginner version that we tested out originally. We can just have you go right up into that extended position with your hips, and then you're going to drop the leg to the side and bring it back. So what I'm looking for is that his body stays completely still, that his hips are elevated as much off the floor as he can. He's going to do that by really pushing through this bottom foot and squeezing his butt. It's almost impossible to not move at all. He's doing a great job. There's very minimal movement there, which shows he has very strong core. You can switch sides.
Okay.
Yep, and drop that leg. If you kick me while I'm training you, by the way, it's my fault, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's user error right there.
You make me eat too many.
Yeah.
I can't be accountable for what
Yeah.
happens.
No, it's my job to get out of his way.
Okay.
That's good. Great. All right. More fun in store for you.
Ooh, I can't
So we're going to go actually to the stability ball. A lot of people have these lying around the house. They usually kind of end up just in the corner. Maybe the kids play with them. But we're actually going to work out with them today. So I'm going to have you sit down on this ball, Bryan, and we're going to try some twist and crunches on there. So twisting crunches are meaning moving to the left, moving to the right while we do them. We got to start out with just a very basic straight crunch. So I'm going to have you walk your feet out forward until your low back is on the ball. And then put your hands right behind your head. So he knows how to do a crunch. You just lift your shoulders up and then bring them back down again. Now, what we want to see on this is we want to see that his hips and his head are at the same level. So I'm going to have you walk back a little bit. Perfect. Okay. So you're going to find that you get more your entire abdominal region there.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas when you're sitting up already, you basically only get the upper abs. Most people, their upper abs are stronger, so they're going to want to sit up. But you really want to be nice and flat there. I'm going to have you sit up and take a little break. Okay. All right, so that's the straight crunch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go one crunch twisting to the left, back down. One crunch middle, back down. One crunch to the right, back down, and another one to the middle. So there's a middle in between the lefts and the rights. Same basic form though.
Okay, so
Okay.
gonna roll back, so I'm at the same level.
Exactly.
Come here.
Yep. So try coming up middle. Now you're gonna go left or right, whichever way, because it's just gonna be all even out in the end anyway.
Okay.
Very nice. Last tip here, I'm gonna have you put your eyes on the ceiling. That's gonna ensure that your neck stays nice and straight.
Oh, okay, I can feel that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Make sure that you're relaxing your head into your hands. You're not pulling at all.
Okay.
That's great. You have very good control over these.
Thank you.
Let's do one more full round. Full round meaning 4 crunches.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and I can see his muscles just popping right out of that shirt. That's
What's
great.
left? Okay.
Are you sure you've never done these before? That was too good. All right, next one's a little bit of an easier one, simply because you get to sit down on the mat, which is pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a seat
Where?
on the mat.
On this.
The mat.
The mat.
Mat with an M. Yep, there we go. All right, and I said seat, not nap. All right, so you're gonna wrap the band right around your feet. Yep, and you're gonna sit up straight, straighten out your legs.
Okay.
Okay, and you're just gonna pull those handles to your side, so it's like a row. So you're gonna pull
Like this?
and straight. Yeah, perfect. Yep. So just continue with reps of that. I want you to try to sit up straighter. Now I'm actually gonna stand behind him just to give him a little support. If you have, you're doing great, by the way. That's perfect. If you have tight hamstrings, you're gonna find it difficult to sit up straight while your legs are extended. You can always put your back against the wall, or you can have a friend stand behind you. Brian, I want you to pull your elbows in, almost like you're trying to make them touch each other as you row. That's great.
Okay.
Very good. Very nice. Yep, so that's good. Let's do 2 more of those. So I'm asking him to pinch his shoulder blades really hard, keep those elbows in. And the good thing about this position is you're actually getting a nice stretch to your hamstrings and low back while you do your row. You can stop. That was really good.
Thanks.
All right, next is a little bit of a more fun one, assuming that you're able to do these. So I'm gonna show you the 2 different variations, and then Brian's gonna give it a try. They're called inchworm push-ups. So what you wanna do is start out with your legs straight. You bend over, keep your legs straight as long as you can. If you have to bend your knees to touch the floor, that's perfectly okay. Then you wanna walk your hands out, and I'll start with the more beginner version. Once you get to this position, then you wanna walk your toes in. Again, keeping your legs straight as long as you can. If you have to bend them to get in there, that's fine. And then you proceed again, out, and then the feet back. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you can try to add a push-up to that movement. So you wanna go down, walk the hands out, do the push-up, then walk the feet in.
I have a feeling I'm not going to do that as well as you are.
So you can go ahead and give it a try.
I'll give it a try.
You're welcome to start with
We will
either
see.
type. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's...
Actually, depending. Okay, I'm going to have to bend.
No, and that's, again, like I said,
Okay.
it's all to do with your range. Flexibility is no, problem with the bending. It's just, yep, that's great. It's just you want to take advantage of getting that stretch as long as you can and only bend when you absolutely have to. And then you stand up. So normally we actually do these in a pass of maybe, 5 to 10 of them just across the floor. We don't have a lot of space to do that right here. So I'm going to have you do 2 of them and just do 1 and then turn right around and go back so that you get the 2 without the rest in between.
Okay. I need
And
to
that
work
will
my
be-
flexibility because I could feel
Right,
this is
and
not as
you
easy
know
as
what?
me.
What we're doing with this workout, we're getting cardiovascular, we're getting strength, and we're getting flexibility all in one fell swoop. So that's really the beauty of a workout like this. Okay. Nice. And walk the feet in, and stand it up, and just spin around and do another one right away.
Okay.
The right away part is pretty important. People like to kind of dilly-dally in between, but that's not going to give you as good of a training effect. And walk the feet. Great. Feel the stretch?
I did.
All right, and then the last one of this group is called reverse lunges with knee drive. So this one adds a little bit of a stability challenge to the classic lunge. So we're going to start with our feet together, step behind, get the knee close to the floor, and then drive it up in front of you, and then just go right back into the next one. So the idea is to get the knee as close to your chest as possible, and then we'd go ahead and switch legs and go to the other side.
Okay, so here,
Yep.
here.
And then drive the knee, and then back. Good.
Okay.
And you don't need to stay down there. You can just hit it and then come right up. This one is actually really good for athletes because it increases your power for sprinting. One more, and then you can try your other side.
Okay.
Now it looks like your front foot there is a little bit turned in, so let's try to straighten it out as best you can. Yeah. It can be tough on the knees when your feet start to move in and out too much.
Okay.
2 more on this side.
That was easy as it looks.
Yeah, that was. So why do you stay down there like that? Are you just trying to get your balance? Is that what
I
it is?
don't know. I'm not familiar with it enough.
Okay. Yeah, it's just he looked like he was kind of enjoying that stretch, which is a little surprising because I know he really doesn't like to stretch at all. But we'll try it again in the second set. So I'm going to have you go back to the twist and crunches. We're about 5 minutes away from being on the floor and just relaxing and stretching, so I know you can do it. You're doing a great job. So it's the left, middle, right, middle on the ball there.
Okay. Slide back, same level.
Make sure you let the head go and keep your eyes on the ceiling. Now I'm going to trust you to do these right while I get my shoe tied here. I'm trusting you now. No funny business over there. All right. Hope you did a good job while I was doing that.
It's such a small motion, and yet.
The smaller the motion on these, the more effect you get. Now I'm going to let you decide when you're done, when those abs are toasted.
They're toasted.
Okay. Next we're going to do that seated row with the band. And on this set, I'm just going to have you sit so that your legs are all alongside the mat so we can get a nice view from the side there. So people can see how you're seated. So you're going to put your feet out there. Yep, let me just get rid of this ball. Okay, you sit up as straight as you can on your own. So what you're looking for is a 90-degree angle from leg to shoulder. If the person doesn't have that, then you want to lean forward a little bit more and using a person behind or the wall, or actually he can do it on his own if he's just made aware of it. So that's good. So he's using his core strength to keep himself upright. The only thing I have to say about this is really think of those elbows almost touching behind your body. They're not going to touch, but if you think of them touching, they're going to get a heck of a lot closer than if you don't.
Gotcha.
And think of almost sticking your chest out in the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better posture.
That's great. Much, much better.
All right.
All right. And that's enough with that one. That was very nice. Okay. So inchworm push-ups. So for this set, what I'm going to have you do is start a little bit back here so that you have the space to really do the 2 immediately without having to turn around.
Okay.
Yep. So you're going to walk, do the hands touching the floor, walk them out. Do that nice push-up. Good. Walk the feet in. Stand up. And bend down. And walk it out. And do the push-up. And walk the feet in. Good. Now if you really want to get your neighbors wondering, you want to do those up and down your driveway, and they'll just think you're completely crazy. Because that's happened to us. Okay, reverse lunge with the knee drive.
Okay. We'll start with the hard side that I took a nap on.
All right. Yeah, some people prefer to start with their more difficult side, others to get it over with, others like to start with the easy side. It's really up to you, as long as you keep those numbers even. And switch sides. And last one. Great. All right, well, you lucked out because we're not going to have time to do any stretching. So it's your lucky day. So you can just relax while we go over the listener question for the week. Let's see. The listener question reads, Dear Gina, I know I'm supposed to eat a lot of protein, but my problem is I have a sweet tooth and I'd rather eat candy all day. Please help. Well, with Easter coming up, it would be great if Peeps and Cadbury cream eggs had protein. I mean, they are chicken and eggs, right? Well, unfortunately, that isn't the case, but I am going to tell you how you can deal with your sweet tooth cravings and also make sure that you're getting your protein in as well. Bryan, have you ever had trouble with making sure your protein intake is good enough?
Yeah, I've you know, sometimes the sweets and carbohydrates just seem to be a little bit more tempting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a common thing that I hear. The trick to outdoing a sweet tooth really is to preempt it. If you start your day with a sweet taste that happens to have protein, you won't give that craving time to build up during the day. So some ideas for you. I think you've tried some of these, haven't you? A protein shake made with a scoop of vanilla whey, some ice, and a banana, something like that.
Well, truth is, you've made it for me.
That's true. And I've also, he's told me that sometimes he'll get those pre-made shakes that you purchase, which, I mean, it costs a little bit more, but convenience is really key when it comes to the healthy eating. You can also do a little bit more creative things, like get plain Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, and you can mix it with vanilla extract, stevia, honey, maybe some berries, kind of make yourself a little parfait. I've known of people to throw in some fiber cereal on top of it, and it actually can be pretty yummy. There's also a ton of low-carb protein powders and protein bars that you can get, and those are really convenient. They usually travel well, and those are really good. But there's something in particular about starting your day off with it that really helps, because quite often when you're having all these non-sweet foods all day, you just start craving them, and by the end of the day, your willpower starts to dwindle a little bit, and you're gonna find yourself wanting to reach for the unhealthy things. There's also something to be said for how much protein. Studies have shown that if you have 50 grams at your breakfast, you are gonna have such better control of your appetite during the day, and that's really wonderful. So that's really my advice. So do you think you can put that into action?
Yeah, I've noticed on occasion that when I shift towards protein, it just changes the whole shift in how my appetite is throughout the day.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, everybody.